Yes, fellow Nigerians around the globe, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is still George Onibe. Of course, we will continue to do what we have to do. Because believe me, we have not lost faith in Nigeria. Because certainly we cannot lose faith in ourselves. We believe that nobody is infallible and there is none that is actually above mistake. But then we have armed our mind to make corrections, to improvise, to juxtapose whatever situation or circumstance we find ourselves, be it negative or positive. We will wave it to our advantage. And so based on this mindset, we do what we do. Today we are going to look at a message that's simply titled, The Art of Unification Must Be Guided Through Principle. The art of unification must be through principles. Of course, when you talk about principle, it talks about values, it talks about transparency, it talks about sincerity, it talks about integrity, it talks about every virtue that can edify. But let me not dwell much on principle, which you already know, coordination. And so each time we're talking about unification, we must be guided by principle. And now this message is supposed to be dedicated to the people of South-South. But of course, Nigerians need to learn. Now, in recent time, for almost 10 months now, getting to 1 year, we have been advocating for the unity of the people of the South-South. And every one of us from the South-South region understand that there is nothing we need to have our voice heard across Nigeria more than unification. Because it is not a cause that almost every 1 kilometer is different tribe, different language, different tongue, and different people. But amazingly, we are homogeneous and have been able to coexist for as long as any of us can date back wherever our ancestors migrated from. And it is on record we are Aborigine people. We are indigenous. We did not migrate from anywhere. We started from that land. Somewhere along the line, we did move to the northwest, east, or south. But then at the end of the day, we evolved, and this is who we are. Based on this notion, we were able to coexist homogeneously with nobody fighting anybody. We did not see the need for unity because everybody by principle respected their boundary. And if I'm proud to have come from Midwestern region, the then Bender state, which is currently Edo and Delta state, if I am proud to be a Delta man currently, and of course part of the South-South region, there is nothing that I am proud of other than the simple fact that nobody is trying to dominate, manipulate, use anybody. Nobody is trying to make themselves more superior than the other. This was unique. It's not always that way in other parts of the world, but somewhere along the line, this is who we are. But then we discover that we are working separately. Ijo do Ijo thing, Anyoma do Anyoma thing, Ikuri do Ikuri thing, Ogoni do Ogoni thing. And all of us are trying to pass the same message, but we are using different dimensions, different platforms. And we know that honestly, if we come together, if we can speak one voice, there is nothing we cannot achieve. And so in our ignorance, we understand as well that if Nigeria was able to work on her unity project, not making the mistake we are trying to make now as the people of South-South, I tell you, Nigerian would have liberated the whole of human race, black race, not to talk of Africa. But then we keep compromising the process of unification. And so in recent time, there have been back and forth. The South-South people challenging each other, quarreling each other. Honestly, it breaks my heart. But like I tell you, we do not lose faith in any process. We do not lose faith in human. We don't lose faith. That is the only thing we have. We believe and we act upon it. Why am I bringing this up? Because we, the people of South-South, has failed woefully in our unity project does not mean that we are not going to achieve it. It does not mean that we don't have what it takes. It just means that we should learn from other people's failure as well as learn from other people's correction. And now let's come back to the South-South before we extend it to the larger Nigeria. Recently, trying to unify the people of the South-South, we came together. And every one of us want this unity. because our voice must be heard in Nigeria here, one way or the other. We will get to a level where in this country, you will not be addressed by Wazobia, but by what you have to offer to the nation. That is where the true unity will begin, because already we are divided by ethnic line of Wazobia. So if you are not Yoruba, you are not Hausa, you are not Igbo, you are nobody. And it doesn't work that way. And how I wish it is Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo that are putting every resources on the table that makes us to become one Nigeria. And then we would have accepted to become your slave and I'd let you assimilate us. But that is not the main purpose of this broadcast. Let's not go there for now. And so our voice must be heard. And the unity of Nigeria must continue to be a work in progress until we attain the level of perfection. And so in the South-South region, when we started, I began to hear some body languages. And honestly, the truth must be told. Some believe that they are more superior. Some believe that they are stronger. Everybody wants to carry relevance. Everybody wants to carry relevance. And this will give birth for us to begin to recolonize ourselves, which is the main reason why we are against Igbo Unification project. And now, every act to correct this mistake lead to another problem. Every act to correct this mistake lead to another problem. But this is the truth. He that must be the leader of you all must be the servant. Not until you get to that level, you are a threat to those you're supposed to lead. I have occupied position of leadership in many ways. People don't know that I am the leader, because it is not necessary. It is when you finish rigmaroling, you will see that I am the last man standing. I am the end of what you are going to do. I could have said I am the Alpha in that very instance. I will be the beginning and the end. But then you will not see me, because as a leader, you lead, you don't rule. I'm not a ruler, I'm a leader. And so whoever tribe that want to lead us in the South-South must become the servant of all of us. If we don't do that, there is a problem. Compared to the states of Nigeria, whoever tribe that want to rule Nigeria must humble themselves and become the servant of everybody. Where Hausa people made mistake is that because they look as if they are the leading tribe at a particular time, they claim and arrogate to themselves that they are born to rule, which is an insult to other ethnic groups. And the Igbo today, the level of achievement the Igbos have attained today was not born out of the arrogancy and shenanigans they demonstrate today. It was born out of pain, out of greed, out of selflessness, out of willingness to make sacrifice and rebuild all that they have lost. And that is why when I see most of them living like a scalawa, very arrogant now, and arrogating the position of God to themselves, I see nothing more than the people who will fall if care is not taken. Because of course, after the Civil War, they lost almost everything. And each of them was willing to start all over again. And now, they understand. He that must be the leader of you all must become your servant. They practically became servants everywhere across Nigeria. And now, God has alleviated them. And now what are they doing? They that understand what it means to be a slave and now preparing their mind to enslave other people. I'm coming. And so coming back to the people of the South-South. At the end of the day, we are ignorant of this principle. And so we begin to fight. Who will be the leader? Who will be? Now, let's get it clear. About 75% of all the tribes in the South-South region and some part of North Central and some part of Southeast will always trace their home back to Benin. But that does not make Benin man more superior than me. I will not accept that. And that is why, if I respect Benin till tomorrow morning, it is because those who lead Benin before now, they set boundary for everybody. There was a time the Benin Empire had this issue. It was resolved. And how did the king resolve it? He spoke in Benin language. He simply told the people, let a cow man be a cow man. If you are a Benin person, you should know of that parable. Let a shaman be a shaman. Let Urubu man be Urubu man. Let Abo man be Abo man. Let everybody be who they are. This is principle. Allowing other people to grow, to thrive, to prosper without talking down on them. Allow them to come up. Because everything you do, every action has reaction. And that reaction gives birth to the consequence. And how that consequence affects you is left for you. And so, at that instant, they understand that allow everybody to live. Today, they are not chasing anybody. You must be here, you must be here, you must be here. And we are not threatened. We are not frightened. To say, yes, we migrated from Benin as Ikwere man. To say, yes, we migrated from Benin as Onitsha man. To say, yes, we migrated from Benin as a car man. There is nothing compelling me to do that. It's my choice. And there are values and principles I see that I respect there. And then if we wake up this morning, and then somebody try to change this orientation, somebody try to misplace this principle, that is the end result of what you are seeing right now. I have to call my brother Daddy Mike. I listened to his broadcast. He was talking about the errors in the foundation of this project called the South-South Unification. His complaint was that the Benin people are trying to resuscitate the Benin Empire on the expense of other ethnic groups within the South-South region. It looks as if it is true. But my brother Daddy Mike, I respect you too much, and I respect you still. And I want to believe that you have not been offended, because in most cases, there is a way they offend you. You run on the offense. Like when the Igbo Biafra criminals offended me, lied against me, blackmailed me, I gave them time to repent. They refused. Now I'm going to run on the offense for a very long time. And if that is the reason why you are reacting, on behalf of the people of South-South, I apologize. I ask you to calm down, because the unity of Nigeria is a compulsory, or all of us will die here. You will not understand when I mean all of us will die here. I don't mean all of us are going to die, anybody is going to kill anybody. All of us, nobody will progress, because you will hold me for granted. You know, go anywhere. It will always be back and forth. And so if we love the next generation of our people, we really need to begin to avoid the moment and the period of trials by error, and then begin to work hard towards achieving perfect unification built on principle. And then I have taken time listening to my brother Wounded Civilian, and he shared a light on some issues, and which is simple. Nobody should claim in the name of unification of anything that you are more superior than the ethnic group. He gave example with his children. He said he has many sons, but first son is first son, and first son cannot be said to be more original than any other son. And it's applicable to me. I love all my children equally, but you see, my first son is my first son. But my first son cannot bully around other people. I'm the first son of my father, and I never behave as if I'm the first son one day. Some of them consider it as a weakling. Of course, we are planning my father's burial by month ending, and I allow my younger ones to make decisions. That is why you see I'm not very loud about it. And then some of them who feel I should be authoritative in declaring the declaration, they see I'm weak. Honestly. No wonder the psalmist says, "Thy gentleness, O Lord, has made me great. I am weak before you and before any other person, so you can have something to boast of." Allow them to make the decision. But when I see that decision has interior motive, I will counter it. And in one of those instances, my sister called me and said, hey brother, you are the first son. Oh. What you say is fine now. I said, are you going to be the one to remind me my position in the family? If I say this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be, I've allowed you people to make this decision. I will only get involved when I do not agree. And now we are all my father's children. And that's why the fact that I'm the first son does not give me the right to bully anybody or subject anybody to reason the way I reason, behave the way I behave, marry from where I marry, give birth to where I give birth. Those stuff, it does not give me that right. Because you see, we are here for different purposes and mission. Some of us are to build, and some of us are to destroy. Some of us are meant to unite, and some of us are meant to separate. Whatever the case may be, all of us are meant to work for the good of humanity if we know how to deploy this principle. How do I mean? The Bible says, for everything that God has created, they work for the good of those who know Him, who love Him, and who trust Him. And so if in my family, there is every black sheep in every family, this black sheep, all they can do is scatter. Please look for where to scatter and put him there. So he becomes the scatterer of those who want to scatter your family. You will love that guy. If there is one that is always there to unify the people, please put that one where there is problem. You will see in the end that all of us has a purpose. But by the time one is destined to scatter, and you make that one to become a unity project leader, and then all of us are going to scatter. And that is the major problem we have in Nigeria. And now you must be Igbo, you must be Hausa, you must be Yoruba. Even when you are not qualified, you must be there because you are Wazobia to decide who leads us. You see P2B, during election, he was calling, Daddy G.O., this is a religious war. Oh, Daddy G.O. I'm happy Oyedepo didn't fall for him. Of course, those men of God, they have sense. But today now, he's eating Salah, he's breaking fast with Salah, hypocritically. Because he desperately feels it is right of Igbo man. By virtue, it is his right to be the president of Nigeria. So he's going to deploy every unethical behavior to the detriment of the people. But it's okay, it's one Nigeria. You know, I hate Igbo people because my hatred, that is why I'm saying it. But if you want to get sense, you will get sense. If you don't want to get sense, we are here for a very long time. And so the people of South, you are getting it right. You do not have choice. May I have to remind you that in the next 5 or 6 years, the South, as you know today, may have been scratched out of regions in Nigeria. And a new name of a new region will be imposed on us. Mark my words. But that will not stop us from doing what we are doing, because we have to unify. And ultimately, Nigeria must unify. And then let us look at Nigeria. Today, it is very difficult for Nigerians to act as one. Forget about the hypocritical one Nigeria, but we will get it right. Why? Because there were betrayal from the foundation of the creation of Nigerian unity. And now they're trying to build the unification of the South region. There is still error. Nobody knows it all. Let me explain to you. If you have a king, go to your king's palace. You will see that the closest friend of your king is an imbecile or a drunk. It's an imbecile or a drunk. When P2B told you that I got this advice from a madman, most of you don't know what he's trying to tell you. Invariably, he's telling you this advice is the advice I got from the popular opinion of the poor masses, the people who are actually the stakeholder in everything concerning leadership. Go to your king's palace. You will see that the closest person, the only person that can rebuke your king, insult your king, treat your king anyhow, your king will laugh over it and move on as if nothing happened. He must be a madman. He must be a drunkard. His head must not be correct. I know you have not noticed it. Because it's this drunk that will come out and say, King, this time you are behaving like this. You are becoming somehow. He will insult the king. The king goes, get out there. But they have to remain there. Because this is where true knowledge are. But we are the one now. Some of you judge me because I live in an uncompleted building. You judge me. Some of you think, oh, it has to be lofty. You think I cannot deceive you? No. There are things you do not know. And so when we gather as the people of South, don't think you know it all. And sometimes those of you who know more, somebody is trying to explain to you what you know already. Keep quiet and listen. We're having a problem. All of us are too wise. And there is an adage in my place. Two captains cannot be in a ship. Now, we want to corrupt ourselves by the level of our supposed knowledge and exposure. We will go back to the drawing board and let's start all over again. And the people of South, my advice this morning, stop attacking anybody. You see, I've not attacked any tribe in the South. I can only reference you in any matter. I will not attack you. I will not, because there is no need. I'm not Ikwere man, but I'm Abo man. I've spent more of my life in Yoruba land, Lagos State, and in Ikwere land, River State, that I've even spent in my hometown where I was born, brought up, finished secondary school. And so ordinarily, I feel like I'm more Ikwere and somehow more Yoruba. And of course, I am an Abo man. But this doesn't make me Ikwere man. This doesn't make me Yoruba man. I am Abo man. And it's not an issue to discuss. No base of negotiation or reconsideration. Typical, pure breed. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. And so you can't insult my people. And I won't insult your people. And when I'm done with the project of South, I focus on my people. You notice these days, the issue of Anyoma and my people, I tone it down a little bit so that I will not conflict interest. But if I see the project cannot work, we the Eka people need unification. The project of Anyoma unification has been on for 80 years. We've not been able to harmonize the process, even up till now. And then some criminal wake up one morning and tell you, oh, Igbo unity, we are uniting Igbo, carry camera, jumping everywhere in the bush that they are uniting their father and their mother, to the detriment of other people. We can't make that mistake. And then coming back to Nigeria, what is the purpose of unification? Ordinarily, what we see, why anybody call for unification, is to gain the numerical strength. Take your number, add to their number, and then tell you they win election. But we are not very sure if we organize a sincere, transparent census, that majority will still be majority. We are not very sure of that, believe me. But then we have to go by the constitution that the colonial master gave to us, those who love us so well, those who love us and they now give us our own country. But it's okay. And so each time we talk about the unity of one Nigeria, the amazing thing there, or the hypocritical thing there, is that we are not talking about a unified Nigeria so that we can move forward. We are talking about a unified Nigeria so that one ethnic group can control all of us. And now, in a layman way of understanding the need, the art of principle when it comes to the unification of Nigeria. Nigeria will be united. South will be united. Everybody in Africa will be united. The whole world will be united. But the worlds are not looking for unity because in their own section they are united already. Bob Marley saw this and he sang the song, Africans unite. Africans unite. Yeah. Unite like other nations. But this unification must be guided by principle. And so before I bring the broadcast to an end, Igbo people jumping up and down, you are uniting your father and your mother, Igbo Biafra people. Go and review your agenda. You will see why your project is dead on arrival. And for South people who see the need for the unification of the people of the South region, well, humble yourself. Come down from the high horse because times has changed. And of course, the entire Nigeria must stop hypocritically pretend that we want unity. We must work towards this unity. The tree of trust among us was broken. It was cut down. And now we can't trust ourselves. There have been betrayal, forth and back. And it is still ongoing. There are a lot of things we need to discard. And then this unification project, we must engage it through principle. You see what is going on the social media. People talking up and down to discredit the government of the day. No, they are not interested in the progress of Nigeria. They are doing just opposition game. But the point is that through blackmailing another person, it's not a virtue. You blackmailing other people is not a virtue. And because you are part of opposition, does not mean you must antagonize those people. No. Those of you who contested to be president, now you are failed. Allow this man to do his job. You can support him. P2B, you can support Tinubu. If Wike can choose from PDP and become a Jagaban in APC, everything is possible. If you are not a threat, you are a friend. And when you become a threat, remember, every living thing, the moment they are threatened, they develop a defense mechanism. And if we continue to develop defense mechanism to survive our own brother, where is the fate of this unity? What unity are you talking about? And now let me bring the broadcast to an end. Let us go and review the principles that are behind our unification project as the people of the South, as the people of Igbo Biafra, and of course the entire Nigeria. It is time we stop saying one Nigeria, united Nigeria. No, we need to stop saying it and begin to act it by reviewing our principle. And of course, I will go to the comment section and take my insult from Igbo Biafra so that I can have enough battery to come up. Let's see who do I have here? I see Uyi. I greet you. Good morning, my brother from here. They say in the old Midwestern region, our unity was so strong. Honestly, you hardly know who is Ijo, who is Urubu, who is Ishekiri, who is... all of us, you are just the same. I don't remember that the notion. When you enter Edo, you begin to hear Uwiagbo and the rest of it. Everybody was like, we had different language. You don't understand us. From pole to pole is different language. But we succeeded. We were able to speak with one voice. We never had land dispute. We never fought anybody. Nobody cut anybody's head. Even those of us that have internal crisis, it was managed in such a way that people will not know they have issue. Because all these things were done through principle. Good morning, we here. I see, you see, why our elders not coming together and call us the young ones up bending. But of course, our elders, they are listening. In fact, all of them have been dove-handed. That is just the truth. I see Aka. You see, Chase the Way IPOB African Rep. Yes, Nkwo Aka, Chase the Way IPOB African Rep. Thank you. It's a compliment. But this should be a reminder and a disgrace to Igbo people. I used to be your fan. I used to support everything you do. I used to love your kind. But I discover you are a criminal. I will not lower my value, my culture, my tradition for your criminality. And you people chased me away. I thought I was sacked. Please, I can re-edit it. Put sack IPOB African Rep, not chased away. Because if you say chased away, it boils down to the truth that I'm saying. Now, look at how demented average Igbo man is. Most especially the one that say they are Biafra. We are talking about unification project. He's talking about IPOB. Where is your almighty God Nnamdi Kanu? He's still begging and going forth up and down. Nigerian judiciary is good. Nigerian judiciary is bad. This is a zoo and he wants justice from the zoo. Your kind are jumping everywhere. Agbo is Igbo, Agbo is Igbo, Agbo is Igbo. Nkuaka. Change the way African rep. And yet you want to unite with me. Is that not an issue to be considered? Is it not concerning? But each time you people come on this platform, I'm insulting. You are disgracing the entire Igbo race. Generalizing it. You are disgracing the entire Igbo race. It's a shame anyway. You have not woken up to reality. Let's see. More insult. I need insult. Who do I see here? Donatus. He say, you are useless man. You see what is going on in Rivers State. What are you doing? Saying about it. But Donatus, you are just another Igbo criminal. Are you from Rivers State? Just the same way I told Nnamdi Kanu. I said you will make a mistake and you will not have the opportunity to receive forgiveness, not to talk of repentance. You end your career. Where is his career? There are people you don't fight. You fight them, you fight yourself. In the absence of any other insult, I'll bring the broadcast to an end. Don't forget I remain George Unibi. Have a nice day.